Hello and Assalamu alaikum. This is Mughira Jaleel and you're watching Nermus. In response to the Pahalgam attack, besides other sanctions, India has unilaterally decided to suspend 1960s Indus Water Treaty. Now, the conflict has shifted from the borders to the water resources. India's unilateral suspension of the treaty has been described by the analysts as a breach of international law. From a legal standpoint, Pakistan has a firm footing. The treaty is not just a bilateral agreement, but an international one, bound under the Vienna Convention on Law of Treaties. It contains no exit clause, which means India's unilateral suspension is not just provocation, but also an unlawful act. It is important to know the treaty offers a structured dispute resolution framework, beginning with the technical talks through the Permanent Indus Commission, neutral, expert, and ultimately a court of arbitration for legal interpretation. Pakistan has already engaged this process over Krishan Ganga and Rattle projects. Beyond the treaty's internal mechanisms, Pakistan must potentially approach the International Court of Justice, ICJ. Though, like the treaty, the ICJ also requires consent from both parties. However, the World Bank's role as a guarantor could open doors to robust legal recourse. But the legal front is only one axis of response. Diplomatic levers also exist. Under Article 35 of the United Nations Charter, Pakistan could formally raise the matter at the UN Security Council while framing India's move not only as a treaty violation, but as a threat to regional peace and security. Such a move would likely trigger consultations under Chapter 6 of the Charter, which is though non-binding but symbolically powerful. The Council could call for India to return to the treaty framework or even recommend further arbitration. At stake is also the very concept of shared resources in an era of increased climate stress and diminishing water resources. Forums like the UN General Assembly, the OIC, the European Parliament, and even climate summits should become arenas where Pakistan highlights the ecological and humanitarian risks of disrupting water flows that sustain over 240 million people. Besides, customary international water law is also on Pakistan's side, which was envisioned on the principle of equitable use of water, no significant harm to the reservoirs, and prior notification mechanism. These norms outlined in the 1997 UN Convention on International Water Courses reinforce Pakistan's argument that rivers are not weapons. As tensions rise, what's at stake is not just geopolitics, it's food, security, energy, agriculture, and survival itself. Pakistan just cannot afford to see water which it expects to flow down be bottled up by India. In the end, beyond being unlawful, unethical, and undiplomatic, the Modi government's decision to suspend the Indus Water Treaty amounts to a self-inflicted surgical strike on international reputation of Bharat. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. For detailed insights and high-depth coverage on related topics, be sure to like, share, and subscribe the channel. Until next time, stay safe and stay kind. Allah Hafiz.